Good morning, I'm Casey here in East Tennessee, and it's been a beautiful weekend, but today is Monday, so time to get started on a new week. I am out here because I'm going to give you guys the persimmon's winter prediction. I'm fixing to head down the hill. We're going to go to the old persimmon's tree that's behind my chicken coop. We're going to grab some of those, and we're going to do a winter prediction test. Let's walk through the greenhouse real quick though. I plan on working in here this week. I've got some organizing to do in here. I've got to get some plants moved around. I've got to get some plants cleaned up. I've got succulents that need to be cleaned on the bottom that have all the little dead leaves. I need to take all these off and clean them up, get all the little pups and separate them in their little pots so I can have more growing just like I do here. There's all kinds of little babies everywhere. And I've got some new ideas for my flower garden that I'm fixing to start. And I've changed it up a little bit. I was originally going to do all rock right here, but I've got another plan kind of tweaked a little bit, and it's something I can get started right away. I'll probably get into that on the next video. I'll just kind of keep this mainly about the persimmon tree. But yes, I'm getting started very, very soon on this flower garden. This time of year is perfect to work outside, so that's what's going to be happening. Alright, so before we get to the persimmon tree, I want to show you guys my new chickens. My mom dropped off Saturday morning 3 hens, and they are already laying. She said I think they're like a year old, so their combs are really red. I'm hoping to get some eggs because mine are probably at least a month out from laying because their combs are just starting to turn red, but they're just not full grown yet, and they may have a little bit more to go. And I need some eggs really bad. I hate going to the grocery store and paying $4 a carton. It's just insane. So anyways, but I got a little funny story about the chickens. So I have this little tiny rooster right here. Let's see if I can zoom in on him. He's a little bitty guy. He is hilarious. He fell in love with my mom's chickens, like was just smitten over them. Follows them around everywhere. I mean, he was like separating these from them. He didn't want anybody to hurt him and mess with them. He was just in love with them. He was just like showing them the food bowl, oh my gosh, he was over the top. Probably driving him crazy, to be honest. Crowing, dancing, holding his wing feathers out, just showing out. I mean, it was so funny. He did that all day. I don't know how he wasn't just worn out by the end of the day. And by the way, this guy needs a name. We've got a couple names we've tossed out there. Tiny Tim, Mr. T. So, yeah, I don't know yet, guys. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Okay, these are my chickens. And then Mom's chickens are in here. They're still kind of separated from the other ones. They're just a little frayed, but everybody's getting along really good. There's 1, 2, and number 3. They're really pretty. But you can see how red their combs are, so they should be laying soon. I'm just going to keep looking for eggs. I had those 2 little dome wooden boxes in here. And the chickens were sleeping and roosting on those boxes, and they would not go inside my chicken coop. And I've tried everything to lure them in there, put them in at night, close the door a few nights, didn't work. So I ended up taking them out because Mom's chickens, they stay inside a chicken coop at her house. And so the new ones, they went inside the coop and slept, and the other ones were still out here on that little dome thing that I built. So I ended up taking it out. And last night, all of the chickens slept inside the coop. And I really want them to sleep in the coop because in the wintertime, there can be drafts coming through here. And it can be cold. And inside there, it's kind of insulated because my husband put another layer of wood up. And it's just got windows. You can close most of it. I mean, of course, we leave a little bit of draft for ventilation. But I just had to get those out of here. Good grief. You are vocal this morning. But they're loving it. They've got a lot of space inside the run. The coop's enough spacious for them, and they've got all this area out here. And I've also got another 100 roll of fencing that I can put up. And probably when the grass stops growing pretty soon, when we get our frost and all that, I'll probably add the other 100 roll. But this is an electric netting. You don't want to touch it. And ask Eli and Papa. They've been popped by it, and it hurts. Alright guys, here's the persimmon tree, and I'm going to collect some persimmons. So I'll tell you just a little bit about this persimmon tree and this legend, folklore, whatever you want to call it. Inside one of these persimmons, there's several seeds in each one, and they're inside of like a gelatin gooey stuff, so they're kind of really hard to separate. So I usually take them inside and wash them and get a paper towel and try to wipe that off the best I can, because then you got to take a knife and slice them down the side, and that can be tricky to do, especially if they're slimy. So I got to take them in and clean them up. But there are 3 different things that you can find inside, and one is a spoon-shaped embryo is what they call it, or a fork, or a knife. Now if you see a fork, it is supposed to predict a mild winter. If you see a knife, it's supposed to be a cold, blustery winter. If you see a spoon, it represents a shovel, and it's supposed to be a very snowy winter. So last year I had all spoons, and we had a very snowy winter here for East Tennessee. We had a huge snow, blizzard almost, and then the year before that when I did this, we had spoons as well. We also had another big snow. It was really cold, and the year before that I didn't have spoons. I had forks, and it was more of a mild winter. So the last several years as I've done this prediction, it's been really spot on. So I'm gonna grab some of these persimmons before the deer eat them all up, because they love them, and then we'll go up to the house and we'll make a prediction. Alright, I'm gonna take about 3 or 4 of them, because I don't want to just open one. I want to make sure that they're kind of consistent here. I asked my mom if you could make jelly out of these, and she says you can, but these are a wild persimmon. So I don't know. Have y'all ever made any jam or jelly from these things? I'm curious to know. Okay, so here we go. These slimy persimmons. Look at that. Ew. So the seed is inside of here, all gooey. It kind of reminds me like if you're opening up a pumpkin, all that icky guts. Okay, let's do the reveal. Uh-oh. All right, y'all see that? That is a spoon. Snow shovel. All right, let's do another one. What I'm gonna do is take one out of another persimmon. Ugh. Another shovel. All right, I'm gonna do a third. All right, the third one, guys. And there you have it. So if the weather keeps being true to what these things are predicting, we're in for some snow. This has been pretty accurate over the last several years, so who knows, but I'm gonna prepare a little bit for the winter. We've got plenty of wood. We're gonna stack up this winter. I'm gonna go get some wood pellets for the greenhouse, for my stove in there, and just kind of get things prepared. What kind of winter are y'all looking forward to? I hope you guys enjoyed the winter prediction, and that is for our area here in East Tennessee. If you guys have a persimmon tree, maybe you want to try it and see what yours says, let me know. I'd love to hear from y'all. Stay tuned for the next vlog, because we've got some more stuff coming down the pike. We'll be working on Seth's house a little more. I'm gonna be working out here, getting the flower garden ready and landscaped. We've also got a project coming up here with an old well that we have out here that's been buried over. I think we're planning on concrete in part of the driveway, but we're gonna open that well up and see if it's functional. My father-in-law thinks that it probably is, because they used to have one on this property that serviced several houses over here, so we thought it would be neat to open it up and have it as a backup if we ever needed it. So I'll film that and just whatever else we get into. All right, I'll see you guys soon.